Hi ladies and gentlemen, Non-Road User here again. I've just been watching WBZ News online this evening, approximately 15 minutes before I'm currently making this video. And I am pleased to announce that the Tunnel 2 Towers Foundation are effectively in the process of paying down the mortgage for Lieutenant Menard, Jason Menard, I think his name is. Obviously, I will post links to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation webpage in the description, so you can fully read up about this story. But that is precisely why I purchased two Stand Up for Betsy Ross t-shirts. I'm sure you've seen those videos. If you haven't, I'll post links to those also. In the meantime, let's cross to the WBZ News report regarding the situation, the brave, heroic situation that Lieutenant Jason Menard of the fire department found himself in. Over to BBC, sorry, not BBC, over to WBZ News.
Live from the Channel 4 studios in Boston, this is WBZ News at 5.
A tragic loss in Worcester.
To have this cruel loss early this morning is almost more than one city can bear.
A firefighter, husband, and father killed in the line of duty.
Lieutenant Menard heroically and selflessly saved his crew.
Tonight, honoring a hero who made the ultimate sacrifice. Lieutenant Jason Menard was killed overnight, saving his imperiled fellow firefighters. The loss is unimaginable for the Worcester community. We want to thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Lisa Hughes.
And I'm David Wade. Menard and his family were supposed to be leaving on a trip to Disney World. Instead, they're planning a funeral. We have team coverage on this story tonight. We begin with WBZ's Beth Germano, who's live in Worcester tonight. Beth?
Well, this is the now burnt-out home on Stockholm Street where investigators remain on the scene and where firefighters battled those early morning flames only to be quickly overwhelmed. Lieutenant Menard was up on the 3rd floor when he became trapped. Now the city of Worcester is once again mourning the loss of a firefighter who's being called a true hero.
All it takes is fire on the 2nd floor, people still inside, and also a baby on the 3rd floor.
The call as companies raced to the scene on Stockholm Street, reports of people trapped. But it wasn't long in the fast-moving fire before conditions quickly overtook responding crews, including Lieutenant Jason Menard, a 9-year veteran of the department promoted just last year. Neighbors heard the commotion as residents raced from the roaring triple-decker.
Banging on my door, I come out. They all ran up the street to get in cars. And 5 minutes later, the 2nd floor was fully involved.
And quickly moving to the 3rd floor as Lieutenant Menard and his crew worked their way inside. But it was the firefighters who became trapped themselves amid the building flames. Menard heroically trying to rescue his brothers.
Lieutenant Menard heroically and selflessly saved his crew, helping a probationary firefighter to the stairs, and then returning to rescue another trapped firefighter, assisting him out the window.
But he couldn't save himself, and crews battled high winds and icy temperatures trying to reach him. Neighbor Kathy DeRocher's home became a shelter for about a dozen residents and firefighters during the desperate effort.
To be kind to someone is extremely important because it could happen to you. I couldn't imagine myself being in that spot and no one opened the door. And these people literally had nothing on their backs.
Investigators were on scene throughout the day, trying to determine how the fire started. And for the city of Worcester, it's tragically the 9th firefighter to be lost in the last 20 years, a father of 3 who was supposed to head to Disney World after his shift.
He took his job very seriously, performed it admirably, and his dedication to the residents of Worcester was unwavering.
And neighbors witnessing the ultimate risks.
But you gotta remember, you're running away from the fire, they're running into it.
Now, 2 firefighters have been released from the hospital. A 3rd firefighter remains in serious condition with 2nd and 3rd degree burns. The fire chief says stress teams have been called in to help the fire crews. The reality is they already have a system in place because they've been through this too many times before. Reporting live from Worcester, I'm Beth Germano, WBZ News.
Beth, thank you. There was a solemn salute outside the medical examiner's office in Boston as Lieutenant Menard's body began its journey back to Worcester.
Firefighters and flags lined the Mass Pike in tribute. WBZ's Mike LaCrosse is live outside of Menard's firehouse in Worcester tonight. Mike?
David, there has been a steady stream of people coming by the firehouse all day today to let the family know they are supported, and the Worcester Fire Department as well. Dozens of Worcester firefighters lined the road outside the McKean Fire Station and waited in silence to honor their fallen brother, Lieutenant Jason Menard. They saluted their fallen brother, while Lieutenant Menard's family comforted one another as the hearse carrying his body was escorted by the station.
Very somber, very somber. It's very good how these guys, come together as a family and, help each other out.
Black bunting is draped over the station, engine 15 and ladder 5.
Just a brief minute just to show your respect and, it mean the world to some of these guys that are really hurt.
Throughout the day, complete strangers showed up at the lieutenant's assigned station, leaving flowers and saying a prayer.
They're our brothers. They're there for us every day. They give up their time with their family.
Tributes to Lieutenant Menard are showing up all over Worcester. Staff at where he graduated from high school changed their sign to extend their thoughts and prayers to the Worcester Fire Department. And back out live, the fire department is replacing the American flag outside of the station right now. It is at half staff. The governor has ordered all flags in the state be lowered to half staff as well. We're live in Worcester tonight. I'm Mike LaCrosse, WBZ News.
All right, Mike, thank you. And as Beth mentioned moments ago, fire investigators are already trying to figure out the cause.
And sources are telling the I-Team, though, they do have some strong leads. WBZ's chief investigator, Cheryl Fiandaca, joins us now with more on that. Cheryl?
Well, Lisa, sources tell the I-Team at this point it appears the cause of the fire is not criminal. The I-Team has also learned that investigators are focusing on the possibility that the fire is linked to an electrical issue or a space heater that may have been used in a second-floor bedroom. In frigid temperatures, investigators spent hours combing through the rubble at 7 Stockholm Street, painstakingly looking for clues that could help point to the cause of the deadly blaze that took the life of one of their own. Sources say so far it appears the fire was not intentionally set, and fire investigators are looking into accidental causes, focusing on the building's electric system and the use of a space heater. The I-Team reviewed city records for the 3-story home and found several violations dating back to 2016 that included complaints of no heat and no smoke alarms. It appears those violations were corrected. In 2016, the city also found an illegal basement apartment during the course of its inspection. Records showed that case was still open as of last week. And sources say the investigation is being somewhat hampered by the frozen water inside the home, making it difficult to get a good look at the electrical system. A review of calls for service to the property shows in the last 4 years there were 8 calls to the fire department. Lisa?
Cheryl, thank you. And just as Worcester firefighters were beginning to process their grief over losing Lieutenant Menard, a second fire broke out at a building that houses several businesses, including a pet store. True to their dedication, Worcester firefighters immediately headed to that scene to put out the fire. They quickly put out these flames. There were no reports of any injuries.
And this is just incredible. Lieutenant Menard's death is the 10th line of duty death for the Worcester Fire Department in the past 20 years. WBZ's Nick Emmons is live in Worcester with more on that part of our story tonight. Nick?
Yeah, David. So unfortunately, this is a city and a department that is just all too familiar with tragedy.
Lieutenant Jason Menard's death comes just weeks shy of the 20th anniversary of the cold storage fire. The December 1999 blaze took the lives of firefighters Paul Brotherton, James Lyons III, Jeremiah Lucy, Thomas Spencer, Timothy Jackson, and Joseph McGirt, who are now known as the Worcester Six. The men have been honored every year since. Just yesterday, the Worcester Red Sox announced plans to commemorate the fallen firefighters by retiring the number 6.
We've been studying the heart of the city, the fabric of the city. It took about 2 minutes before we understood how central the role is of the firefighters and what they've endured, and their families and their friends and what they've endured.
In December of 2011, tragedy struck the department again when firefighter John Davies became trapped in a burning home. He was a 17-year veteran of the department and a father of 3. In December of last year, firefighter Chris Roy died while battling a 5-alarm fire at a home. The 36-year-old was a 2-year veteran of the department and the father to a daughter.
Commonwealth versus Mobile, the County of Worcester.
A man was later charged with murder for starting the fire and pleaded not guilty. Now the department and another family is dealing with a life taken too soon, a husband and father who helped save others before he died.
And back out here live, you're taking a look at the memorial to the Worcester Six, and just like this memorial, Lieutenant Menard's death today serves as a reminder of just how dangerous this job can be. In Worcester, I'm Nick Edmonds, WBZ News.
No doubt about that, Nick. Thank you. I want to give you live pictures right now of the Burns Bridge, which spans from Worcester to Shrewsbury over Lake Quinsigamond. It is lit red tonight in honor of Worcester Fire Lieutenant Jason Menard, one of the many tributes we have seen across the region today. Stay with WBZ for continuing coverage of this tragic loss of Fire Lieutenant Menard. You can get updates on this story online and streaming on CBSN Boston. Lisa.
All right, David, thank you. Turning now to